Introduction to the Nasdaq 100. As an experienced investor, I'm always on the lookout for opportunities to diversify and strengthen my portfolio. One investment that has consistently caught my eye is the Nasdaq 100 index. This dynamic and technologically driven index has the potential to supercharge your investment strategy and unlock new avenues for growth. In this comprehensive guide, I'll delve into the intricacies of the Nasdaq 100, its components, and how you can harness its power to elevate your investment portfolio. What is the Nasdaq 100 index? The Nasdaq 100 is a stock market index that tracks the performance of 100 of the largest non-financial companies listed on the Nasdaq stock market. Unlike the broader Nasdaq Composite, which includes over 3,000 stocks, the Nasdaq 100 focuses on the crème de la crème of the tech-heavy exchange. This index is widely regarded as a barometer for the performance of the technology, healthcare, and consumer discretionary sectors, making it a valuable tool for investors seeking exposure to these dynamic industries. Understanding the components of the Nasdaq 100. The Nasdaq 100 is a diverse and ever-evolving index, with its constituent companies representing a wide range of industries. From tech giants like Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon to innovative healthcare companies and cutting-edge consumer brands, the Nasdaq 100 is a veritable who's who of the most influential and successful businesses in their respective fields. By understanding the composition of the index, you can gain valuable insights into the trends and drivers shaping the modern economy. Benefits of investing in the Nasdaq 100. Investing in the Nasdaq 100 offers a multitude of benefits that can enhance your investment portfolio. Here are some of the key advantages. Exposure to growth sectors. The Nasdaq 100 is heavily weighted towards the technology, healthcare, and consumer discretionary sectors, which are known for their robust growth potential and innovation. By investing in the Nasdaq 100, you gain exposure to these dynamic industries, positioning your portfolio to capitalize on the latest trends and advancements. Diversification. The Nasdaq 100 provides diversification by spreading your investment across a variety of companies, reducing your exposure to the risk associated with any single stock. This diversification can help smooth out the volatility in your portfolio and provide a more stable long-term performance. Access to industry leaders. The Nasdaq 100 is composed of the largest and most influential companies in their respective industries. By investing in this index, you gain exposure to the market leaders, which can offer the potential for consistent growth and strong returns. Passive investment opportunities. Investing in the Nasdaq 100 can be as simple as purchasing an exchange-traded fund, ETF, or mutual fund that tracks the index. This passive investment approach can provide you with the benefits of the Nasdaq 100's performance without the need for extensive research and stock picking. Historical performance of the Nasdaq 100. The Nasdaq 100 has a long and impressive track record of delivering strong returns to investors. Over the past decade, the index has outperformed many other major stock market indices, including the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones Industrial Average. This outperformance can be attributed to the Nasdaq 100's heavy weighting towards the technology and innovation-driven sectors, which have been the driving forces behind much of the market's growth in recent years. However, it's important to note that past performance is not a guarantee of future results, and the Nasdaq 100, like any investment, carries its own risks and volatility. Investors should always conduct thorough research and diversify their portfolios to manage their risk exposure. How to invest in the Nasdaq 100. Investing in the Nasdaq 100 is relatively straightforward and can be done through a variety of channels. Here are some of the most common ways to gain exposure to this dynamic index. Exchange-traded funds, ETFs. There are several ETFs available that track the Nasdaq 100 index, such as the Invesco QQQ Trust, QQQ, and the ProShares UltraPro QQQ, TQQ. These ETFs provide a convenient and cost-effective way to invest in the index. Mutual funds. Some mutual funds, such as the Fidelity Nasdaq Composite Index Fund, FNCMX, and the Vanguard Nasdaq 100 Index Fund, VNNIX, are designed to mimic the performance of the Nasdaq 100. Individual stock purchases. Investors can also build their own Nasdaq 100 portfolio by purchasing the individual stocks that make up the index. This approach offers more control but requires more research and active management. Index futures and options. For more experienced investors, the Nasdaq 100 can also be accessed through futures contracts and options, which can provide additional tools for portfolio management and risk mitigation. Strategies for investing in the Nasdaq 100. When it comes to investing in the Nasdaq 100, there are several strategies you can employ to optimize your returns and manage your risk. Here are a few approaches to consider. Long-term buy and hold. This classic investment strategy involves purchasing Nasdaq 100 ETFs or mutual funds and holding them for the long term, allowing the index's growth potential to compound over time. Tactical asset allocation. By monitoring the performance and relative strength of the Nasdaq 100 compared to other asset classes, you can adjust your portfolio's exposure to the index based on market conditions and your investment goals. Sector rotation. Given the Nasdaq 100's diverse industry representation, you can explore sector rotation strategies, shifting your focus to the sectors and industries that are poised for growth. Hedging and risk management. For investors seeking to mitigate volatility, options and futures contracts can be used to hedge your Nasdaq 100 exposure and manage your overall risk profile. Risks and considerations of investing in the Nasdaq 100. While the Nasdaq 100 offers significant growth potential, it's essential to be aware of the risks and considerations associated with this investment. Concentration risk. The Nasdaq 100 is heavily weighted towards a few large-cap technology companies, which can expose your portfolio to concentration risk if these companies underperform. Valuation concerns. The Nasdaq 100 is often viewed as highly valued, which can make it susceptible to market corrections and volatility. Regulatory and policy risks. The technology and healthcare sectors represented in the Nasdaq 100 are subject to significant regulatory oversight, which can impact the performance of the index. Diversification needs. While the Nasdaq 100 provides diversification within its own sectors, it's important to ensure that your overall portfolio is diversified across different asset classes to manage your risk exposure. Comparison of the Nasdaq 100 with other stock market indices. To put the Nasdaq 100's performance into perspective, let's compare it to other prominent stock market indices. As you can see, the Nasdaq 100 has consistently outperformed the broader market, making it an attractive option for investors seeking exposure to the technology and innovation-driven sectors. Frequently asked questions about the Nasdaq 100. What is the difference between the Nasdaq 100 and the Nasdaq Composite? The Nasdaq 100 is a subset of the broader Nasdaq Composite Index, focusing on the 100 largest non-financial companies listed on the Nasdaq exchange. The Nasdaq Composite includes over 3,000 stocks, representing a wider range of industries. How is the Nasdaq 100 index weighted? The Nasdaq 100 is market capitalization weighted, meaning that the larger companies in the index have a greater influence on its performance. Can I invest in the Nasdaq 100 through a retirement account? Yes, many retirement accounts, such as 401(k)s and IRAs, offer the option to invest in Nasdaq 100 ETFs or mutual funds, allowing you to gain exposure to this dynamic index as part of your long-term investment strategy. How volatile is the Nasdaq 100 compared to other indices? The Nasdaq 100 is generally considered more volatile than the broader market, as it is heavily weighted towards the technology and innovation-driven sectors, which tend to experience more significant price swings. Conclusion. Unlocking the potential of the Nasdaq 100 for your investment portfolio. The Nasdaq 100 is a powerful tool for investors seeking to supercharge their investment portfolios. By providing exposure to the technology, healthcare, and consumer discretionary sectors, the Nasdaq 100 offers the potential for robust growth and the opportunity to capitalize on the latest industry trends. Whether you choose to invest through ETFs, mutual funds, or individual stock selections, the Nasdaq 100 can be a valuable addition to your diversified investment strategy. To learn more about how the Nasdaq 100 can enhance your investment portfolio, schedule a consultation with one of our financial advisors today. Together, we'll explore the strategies and opportunities that can help you unlock the full potential of this dynamic index.